Virginia Tech is not the same school football program that it was 20 years ago. So to be a part of changing something, developing something, that's really special. I think in everybody's life, if you could, change something and be responsible for it, that's really you've been given a gift, and I think I'm very, very appreciative that we've been able to do that here.
Obviously, he's got more time in here, working here than I do, but it's special being back and working for your alma mater. It's different.
We need the same energy, even more energy. The second half, you're better in all three phases. Offense, defense, special teams. You're better than these guys. Go finish. You got me? Let's go.
When I go into a high school recruiting, it's not a job. It's something that I have experienced and love and truly believe in, and makes it easy to express that, to high school coaches and high school prospects, whoever it might be. It's real and it's genuine, and it's something you really care deeply about. I moved to when I was 10 and my sister was 6, so for the bulk of our teenage years, or all of our teenage years, this is all we knew, and to see the changes around Blacksburg and Virginia Tech since then, but the way that it stayed the same too is a special deal.
I love it when they come out and they're playing in a Sandman. It's fantastic atmosphere, and and the fans are right there with you, and like Shane said, it's packed. No matter how the season's going, they're going to be there for you, and so that's special.
There were a lot of lean and down moments, lean years early on when I was growing up, but still a lot of great memories just being around the program and being on the sidelines for games. And one that stands out for me, I don't know if it was necessarily a great memory, but it was just a powerful memory, is I can remember 1987, and the last game of the year was against Cincinnati, and we were 1-9, I think, at the time, and there were probably 20,000 fans out in that stadium on a cold November day. And to see that to where it is now, I don't take it for granted. And every home game that we have here at Lane Stadium, at least once I think about that. And walking into that tunnel and seeing the stands packed every Saturday and thinking back to what it was in 1987, you appreciate that and makes you proud as a former player, as his son, as a current coach, just where this program is right now. That, and then obviously as a player, the 99 season was really special. I mean, it's storybook to be able to be a senior here at Virginia Tech, playing for your dad, and to go undefeated and have a chance to play for the national championship was a really special time.
Things have always worked out for me, my family. I mean, I could go through a list of things, from getting a high school coaching job to going to college to where I went to start coaching. I mean, just things always worked out. And they were working out that year. Had a great player, and I think anytime you win a championship, you got to have a great player like Michael Vick. And had a lot of good players to go with them. Had a good defense. Our kicking game was good. And my only regret is that we didn't win it. We were good enough to win it, and I think the other side of it, we know what it takes to win, and we know what it takes to get back there, and that's our goal right now.
Yeah, it was great just being able to share it as a family, three of us, and then my sister who was here as well, and so many exciting moments that year, great games. It was just a storybook season. And just to reiterate what he said, I mean, as awesome as that feeling was to get to that national championship game, and how exciting the week in New Orleans was, and seeing Hokie Nation take over New Orleans and what the Superdome was like that night, the hurt from losing that game is just as strong, and it's a motivator for me each day when I come to work and recruit and coach to get back to that point, because we've been close here at Virginia Tech, and we're continuing to knock on that door, and that's the ultimate goal. And hurts to get that far and lose, but it's also exciting knowing that you've been there and you've got the ability to get back here at some point also.
I mean, where else can your whole family participate in what you're doing when you go to work? So that part's really neat.
I can't tell you how many times I'm out recruiting and a high school coach comes up and tells me a story about something kind he did for him 15 years ago, or the parent of a recruit that says, we were at a Virginia Tech football game 10 years ago and your dad stopped and said this or did this to us or signed this autograph. I think so. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're going to be remembered for what kind of person you are, first and foremost, and obviously the wins are hugely important, but you want to treat people right along the way as well. And I've heard coaches say in the past, what kind of coach you are will be determined by the number of times your former players will come around and see you. And they're constantly here, the former players that have been through this program, that wherever I see them, they constantly ask about him and the rest of the coaches. And that's the kind of program you want to run. Obviously, an extremely successful coach, as we all know, but just the thing that I respect probably the most is just what a great person he is. The same guy now that he was, and I say it all the time, 20 whatever years ago when he first came here. And you see a lot of success. You see a lot of coaches that are changed by success or on the way up from assistant coach to head coach. They all of a sudden become a head coach and a successful head coach, and they become a different person. And he's not, and that's the kind of guy he is.
Everybody together. Thank these great players and coaches who performed so well today. Help me out, will you?
If Shane was a bad coach, not very hard-working, it would truly be awful. We'd have problems. But I think he makes it easy because he's really good at this business. He's very detailed, like his mom, and very hard-working, and very good, knowledgeable. And if he doesn't know something, he's working to get to know something. He knows more people in the business than I do. I mean, he just, he knows how this thing works. And so he's very good. And so it wasn't I hired a son, even though I did. I hired a great football coach that's on his way.
My oldest will be 7 in August, and she kind of reminds me of myself growing up. She knows all the players. She knows their numbers. She asks about them all the time. She can tell you where they're from, and I was the same way growing up as well. They love coming to practice like I did as a little kid, and we're fortunate, all of us as coaches, that we have a chance, that we work for a guy like that is big on family and allows kids to come around. So at all of our practices, I was a young kid coming to practices here along with my sister, and now to be a coach here and look over there and see mine running around, it's a pretty special feeling. It's something that I did as a young guy also. My girls, they love going to any sporting event here at Virginia Tech. Women's athletics, men's athletics, you name it. If there's a sporting event, they want to go to it. So we love doing that. They love just supporting Virginia Tech and everything that we do. So they certainly enjoy that. And they're getting old enough where they're into sports and enjoying that as well. So they're staying busy with things like that. And just having a chance to be a part of that and see them as they grow up is pretty exciting as well.
Like Shane said, his oldest really gets into it, and Olivia does, and Hunter's catching on. He'll be 2 this summer, but that's fantastic because Emily's always got them decked out in hooky gear, and they're jumping up and down in a Sandman, and when the game's over, they can go down on the field and run up and see Daddy. And Sutton's done something I've never done, and that's go in the locker room after a game when they talk to him at the end of the field. So I'm a little jealous of her that I'm in my 60s and have never done that, but it's really neat because they're getting to share a lot of fun times. It's like I tell Emily, Shane's wife, all the time, you're making memories.
I've worked at a lot of different colleges, and it is different here. I was telling my wife the other day, just the sense of community within this athletic department, the sense of community within this town. I've spent time at other schools, spent more time at other schools than I have at Tech, but just the family atmosphere throughout this athletic department within other sports. Everyone wants everyone else to be successful, and everybody's pulling in the same direction, and it's not like that everywhere else.
The people say, well, you need a roadmap to find your way to Blacksburg, and that's true, but once you get here, I think all this reality starts hitting. This is a friendly town, friendly place, professors that want to help. It's just a great place to live. I think all those things, you can't hide that. It can't be phony, or you can't hide it. It's got to be real, and to me, it's very real here in Blacksburg. I think when you're at the place you want to be, doing what you want to do, having your family here, you know, everything is kind of right. It's been a good life here for us.